Thanks for joining me as I travel the world, going from fine dining through to street food and local specialties, all in an effort to find the world's best seafood. Howdy folks, if you didn't know, my main job is as a photographer, and I've just finished a day-long portrait shoot at Cheung Chau Island, my favorite place in Hong Kong. I've been coming here for about 15 years, and if you've been following the channel, you have seen videos from here whether you knew it or not. My backpack is currently stocked with camera gear. Tonight I'm going to take you to a place that kind of breaks the rules. It is one that tourists like, but it's actually fantastic and great value. Let's take a look. Now, before I take you to the restaurant, let me just show you around the island a little bit and explain why I like it so much. So first of all, the best way to get there is on a ferry from Central. The ferry piers there have ferries to all of the different outerlying islands. The fast ferry takes about 30 minutes to get there, and once you arrive, it's this cute little time capsule. There's lots of little nice traditional stores, and one of the nicest things, it's full of bikes and there's basically no traditional cars. There's some small vehicles for making deliveries and, for ambulances and that kind of thing, but generally it's a car-free island. It is a fishing village, so there's lots of fresh seafood that come through the wet market here. Most Hong Kong suburbs have a wet market, but this one has lots of more interesting seafood on a daily basis, so you can easily find things here and bring them over to your favorite restaurant. But if I'm completely honest, one of my favorite things about the island, there's lots and lots of pet cats that are just lovely and willing to have a pat. So as I said, I spent the day hiking around the island in over 90-degree temperature. It was blazing hot, getting some different images for some publications and for a YouTube video as well. And we wrapped up the shooting at around sunset. Now, just a quick shout out, folks. This year I'm involved in a collaboration with over a dozen different photographers trying to raise money for some really great charities. We've all put in some photography education into one big bundle that's being sold off at an insane price. It's literally over $2,000 worth of courses and stuff for $98. You can see that below. It's only up for 5 days, so if you or anyone you know is interested in photography, please share the link and let them check it out. And for everyone who does use my link, I'm going to be sending out a free flower-themed art boudoir shoot. You can see full details on it below. Now let's head to the restaurant. When you get off the ferry, if you make a hard left essentially and follow the waterfront all the way around, you'll eventually get to this area that's just packed with big waterfront restaurants. The restaurant you're looking for, surprisingly, is the busiest, and in the online reviews, it is the one that, tourists say they really enjoyed, which normally would all be red flags, but it's actually fantastic. It's called New Baccarat Restaurant, and one of the best things, the pricing is just super clear. No added surcharges or surprises or anything like that. Now, when you get there, I was really lucky. They were a little bit busy, but they just set up a brand new table for me and even put a fan out, so then I had a nice breeze. Looking at the normal menu, you can see they have a huge range of different options, but it all kind of is full dishes. They actually have a set menu, and that's the one you want to get. Taking a look at that, you can see up the top, that's 2 dishes for $168, and that's about 8 Hong Kong dollars to $1 US. And then each dish you add is an extra 80 Hong Kong dollars, so an extra about 10 US dollars. So if we order 4 dishes, it's about $41. If we order 5 dishes, it's about $50. Taking a look over the menu, I'm going to go with the steamed scallops with garlic and vermicelli, a steamed fresh fish, stir-fried razor clams with chili and black bean sauce, poached clams with black pepper and preserved vegetable, and because my iron is really low and I need to pick that up, stir-fried beef and vegetables. You'll note the prices are cheaper than the full dishes, but it does mean you're generally getting the smaller size seafood or an overall smaller dish. These are 4 of the large traditional scallops. Sometimes you'll get 6 or maybe even 8 of the local bay scallops, which are much smaller but really tender, but these were also really tender and delicious. The razor clams, this is actually a huge dish, and for $10 amazing value, but two things to note: they are only about 1.5 to 2 inches long, not the 4 inches long like they can be if you're paying the premium price, and they are kind of roughly handled. You will find little bits of shell in the sauce. The beef came out next. It was just what I needed: green leafy vegetables and beef. Try and get up my iron content. Not really exciting for a seafood meal, but it's good to balance things out. The clams, I really like this variation with the pepper. It kind of gives a little bit of bite, and the preserved vegetables, again, great for digestion. And finally coming in was the steamed fish, and I have to say this was actually the star of the whole meal. We'll talk it through as I eat each dish, but yeah, the fish really stole the show tonight. Going through the dishes one by one, let's do it in order of which I love the most. The fish, perfectly cooked. It was so soft and tender and just melted in the mouth. Now, if you've ever eaten the fish at this kind of a fishing village, you don't turn the fish over once you've had half. You kind of pull the spine up and leave it down. It's some old tradition about capsizing a boat if you flip the fish. Second would have to be the scallops. Just outstanding, beautifully cooked. I could have used a bit more vermicelli on there, but absolutely delicious. Next up, I'll go with the razor clams. Whilst it's close, I really love the chili black pepper sauce, so that was a really nice mix for the meal. And then I'll go with the clams. The preserved vegetables are a really nice touch. And surprise, surprise, Mr. Low in Iron chooses the beef as the least favorite. But I did enjoy all of the dishes, just it was too much. I couldn't finish it all. I ended up bringing most of the beef home with me. Better strategy would have been to take a second person and then order 2 fish and 2 orders of scallops and share everything. And the damage, no surprises at all here. This 5-course meal with 2 cans of Coke came in at about $53. Conveniently, on the way back from the restaurant to the ferry pier is a couple of places selling fresh mochi. I always go for the one that's got a big chunk of juicy mango inside. Perfect sweet treat to finish the meal.
Did you have a good dinner?
I did. Another fantastic meal. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sorry it's been so long. Do check out the 5-day deal that I mentioned below, whether you're into photography or a friend may be. It's an amazing deal, raising money for charity, 5 days only, so get on board, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining me as I travel the world, going from fine dining through to street food and local specialties, all in an effort to find the world's best seafood.